So these are the things I look for. So you're getting what, and I'm not the best in the world, but I can fund your deals. I can raise a lot of money for these deals. I love raising money. I hate being an operator anymore. Right? And we just say that. Somebody else has said, I have no interest in being an operator anymore. I just turned 50. I'm looking forward to that 59 and a half when I can start utilizing my 401k and IRAs. All right? And my life insurance policies, taking loans on those things. So I can just go on the merry way and just collect my checks. I'm the laziest investor you guys will ever meet. I was not always that way, but I am now. Okay? What type of deals do you acquire? I always ask that too. Do you know what type of deals do you acquire? All right? If I go around the room here, do you know what you acquire? When we say that, Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, what area? Why do you invest in that area? I'm going to ask you those questions. Know why you invest in that market. Don't make me do your due diligence for you. Okay? So do your due diligence. Know the jobs in that area. How many units? What age is that building you're going to be in? Okay, what's your plan? Is it value add? Is it cash flow? What is your plan? Okay, know your numbers. All right, know your numbers. Okay? How does an investor fund your deal? We're going to talk about. What can the investor and lender expect from you? I'll be honest with you. Most of my investors, when I say investors, my lenders, they can care less about this. I pay them back. Who here, really the first question their investor, their lender asks them is how much am I going to make? What's the first question they really ask you? What are they concerned about? How they get paid back. That's how I'm able to raise money at 6 to 8% interest only, with no equity. I don't even know the last time I've paid equity in a deal. It has to be 7, 8 years. I mean, I think Corey Peterson is the greatest. If I ever decided to do good, I need a lot of money, I'm going to use Corey 6 and 6. I know Corey for a long time, and that's phenomenal. You know, the reason I got out of multis, just so you understand, I felt like all I was doing was working for these damn investors. I was making no money, but I was able to go on stage and say I have $1,000 to $2,000. I own over $100 million in multifamilies. I was making nothing. And I'm not saying you're not, but that's what I felt like I was doing. So I had to change my game. So understand your game, that's where you need to get to, and figure it out. Don't worry about the ego, worry about what goes in your bank account, what goes in your life. Okay? And then what do you do once you find them? So I'm going to go through massive action plan. I'm going to run through it a little quick because I already told you what it is. Kind of explain to them where you're investing, why you're investing. I understand that, okay? So these are some of the areas that I was investing in. And you want to have that in your action plan, okay? Okay, massive action plan. Why are you there? What are your goals? What's the timeline? Okay? How do you see yourself in that space? How do you operate in that space? Okay? And then get a marketing plan together. Okay, your elevator pitch, we talked about that already. I brought that in already. Okay? Once again, you see my elevator pitch. Feel free to take a picture. Don't use my elevator pitch and say you raise money for distressed debt if you don't. Guys, I don't coach a lot of students anymore when I want to raise private money, but one of my students once sent out my presentation, and I got a call from one of his potential private investors saying, "This is great, but who are you?" He took my actual presentation and sent it out with my email on it. Okay? Do not, when I say this, my elevator pitch is exactly that. Like I say without even reading it. Okay, this change could be anything, because I do self-storage too. My name is Dan Zitofsky. I raise capital, provide better average returns to my investors investing in self-storage facilities. And I show up. I don't tell them how I do it. And a lot of it is at parties. A lot of it is at events. And like Corey said, I'm the same way. I do not raise money in things like this. This is the dirty waters. Sorry guys, I love you. This is the dirty waters. You guys do not want 6%, 7%, 8%, right? Who here would take 6, 7, 8%? You probably would if I showed you my deals. Because I'm guaranteeing anything, but I don't know anything. That's the same. I'm going to say that. I get in trouble. And Maurice is not here anymore. Which I was recording on private show as a but seriously, I raise money, and I'm going to talk about how I raise money, where I raise money. I want to get to that. Okay, you buy your business plan. Talk about that. Okay? People want to get to know you. We heard know, trust, and like you. They do want to get to, and I love when they say money is not always in the deal. They want to know, like, and trust you. Okay? Be humble. Be vulnerable. Tell them about the good, the bad, the ugly in your deals. I always have my first deal in here. Okay? My first deal is always in there. I talk about it. Okay? And I saw, what's his name? I forget his name. He talked about his first deal. Michael, plug the money, right? For the doing beachfront houses. I always talk about my first deal. People like to see where you come from. Talk about your first deal. Some of the deals we've done before in our services, talk about who you are, what you do. They give us 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why. Okay? Who's on your team? They do want to know who's on your team. Okay? They want to know if I say, okay, I'm not good in asset management, who's on my team that's asset management? If I'm not good in construction, who on my team is doing the construction? Who are my attorneys? Who are my accountants? Who's holding the loan? If I'm in seller finance, who's servicing my loans? Okay, am I self-servicing those? Who's underwriting my loans? They want to know you're not a one-man show. And unfortunately, if somebody tells me that, my first question to them is going to be like, and it sounds bad, but I say, what happens when you get hit by a truck? Okay, so put your investors at ease. Put them at ease that they're going to be okay. Answer those questions to them before they ask. Okay? Some of the things I do is, you'll listen to my life insurance policy. How many people have told you that before? Anyone here do that? God forbid something happens to you, you take you there on your life insurance policy? Who here does that? I see one hand in the room. Big pull from markets, all right? I remember that. It's got a good deal, I remember that. You know what? He protects his investments. I already might be able to listen to some, because he looks out for his investors over himself. He doesn't have the whiffing attitude. What's in for me? I'm just telling you things that are really, I'm out at these events. I work with some deck of millionaires and billionaires, real deck of millionaires, like individuals, not family offices. And we all talk about this, and this is what they look for. So I'm just giving you some hints that if you start thinking about this, it's not expensive. And it's your life insurance policy. You borrow $1 million from them, make sure they're covered. You think they'll be a lot more interested in working with you? Because you look out for their best interest? Okay? We talked about the type of deals required, where we acquire them. Your presentation. I know they said that the presentation doesn't have to look professional. It doesn't. I've raised money on a PowerPoint I put together with just some text writing. In fact, my webinar is mostly just text writing. Okay? But it doesn't, if you have a presentation, it does not take much to make it a powerful presentation. It doesn't take much. Right? Just show your investor that you put some time in your business and you did your own due diligence. Does that make sense? Right? If you have no time, you have 24 hours to raise money, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt, but this is gonna help. Okay? Okay, deals you acquired and how much? Okay, we break it down for them. Okay, when you show the deals and you are raising capital and they have questions, this is on your phone calls and you're raising capital, kind of break down what you deal. Some of your investors are kind of sophisticated. They understand those questions. They might ask you, hey, what happens when? Have those answers for them, right? Don't be dumbfounded, look like you didn't do your due diligence. Okay, understanding unforeseen costs, experience matters. If you have no experience, there's a tremendous amount of people. If somebody brings a deal, if I bring you a deal in this room and I'm a partner with you on it, I bring all the deal and I even bring money, would you jump on my deal with me? Who here would do that? Right now, if I bring a deal, I said, listen, I got the deal, I can raise the money, I just don't have the experience, would you jump on with me for a piece? I don't have any experience, and I'm lazy, so somebody else going to have to do something. Yeah, but there's people, you're at a great event here. Shame on you if you're not meeting people. Shame on you. Shame on you if you're just here hanging out and not doing, being intentional about why you're here. Okay? So you have experience now, there is experience here. If you're outside there and you're just walking and hanging out and drinking coffee and you're not meeting people and listening, shame on you. There's a reason, guys, I'm going to tell you this. Let's say this too. There is a reason. This event, I'm never in an event 4 days. Never. I generally come in the morning of, or the night before, I speak, and you would leave. I never do that. Never. Never do that. One, I think you disrespect other speakers. I think you disrespect the host of the show. Okay? And you're going to miss something. And I put a lot, my time is worth everything, right? I want to make the time to come here. One, I've been in this room for almost every speaker. Okay, my meetings are like, hey, get me at breakfast, get me at lunch, get me afterwards. Okay? There's a reason why. And you'll see that's one of the reasons I've always raised a lot of money. Because I've been there. I stay there. I meet everybody. I listen to what they say. I even pick a golden nugget from everybody. Okay? Break down the deals for them. I'm not going to go ahead and break down deals right now. Show them comps, show them state of the market, show them about your team. Protecting your investor lender. I'm a little different. I do solo financing, so I do, promissory notes, mortgages, confession of judgment, assignment rents, personal guarantees. It's different than the multifamily space, but show them how you protect them. I'm going to start moving a little quicker here. Power of, you don't need that. How to fund your deals. Obviously, funding your deals, self-directed. Learn this, right? That's why I say stay in this room. Learn this. You have a camera plan here. You should have been speaking to them. I mean, not camera plan on Quest. You should have been speaking to them. Learning about self-directed IRAs and 401ks. You don't have to be the expert, but you have to understand a certain amount so you can tell people about this, educate them, and then bring the experts in. Do a webinar with them. Okay, but if you didn't get to meet them and you didn't sit here and listen to them speak because you were outside doing what you were doing, you missed out on a tremendous opportunity. You know how much money I raised by bringing custodians in to speak to my group? I did nothing. I could have ran the whole class. I did nothing. I said, here's the expert. Talk to them. Do you know how much money I ran bringing a CPA in my group to talk about tax savings? Okay, so if you're not out there, there's people here that you should have been talking to. Obviously, you have health savings accounts, private banking, covered L accounts, learn how to pay kids. Who here owns a business? Doctors all right? Keep your hands up. You own a business? How many of you, leave your hands up, how many of you are paying your kids for the business? How much? Did you pay her before? Cool. Who else is anybody not paying their kids that own a business? Well, start. You can pay my kids. Cash, I'm going to go through it a little quicker. Talk about how much you're going to pay them back. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I want to move along a little bit here because I want to get to, you know what? I'm going to get to, okay, let's go a little further because I want to get to some important stuff. See, I did lose a lot like that. Really wasn't me. What I do different is I do private lending meetings. Okay? My private lending meetings are not like this. They're usually no more than 8 people. They're very VIP. I send out professional invitations like a wedding invitation to accredited type investors in the area. Okay? I do not say I'm raising money to them or anything. I'm teaching something. Business owners, how do you want to learn how to save money by paying for your kids tax-free? Family, how do you want to learn how to put your kids through college without taking on any student debt? You think people might show up to us? Well, they did. In the beginning, they did. And I would keep running over and over again. To the point where, sorry, we're sold out for that deal until they come next week. And I ran it every week, every Tuesday at 12 and Wednesday at 7. And it would be a VIP style event, right in a conference room, an attorney's room. You can do it in the back of a coffee shop, a restaurant, wherever you think you have it. And you don't raise capital at that event. You just get to know you. Just get to know you. Okay? And I generally didn't raise capital even before syndication. I had to know somebody 30 to 45 days. Okay? So they would come, I would do that event, I would do my PowerPoint presentation on who I am, what I do, who's on my team, never asked money, and it was very light and easy. After that, I would follow up with them on a one-on-one call. And I'd say, let's meet for coffee or lunch or breakfast. I would meet with them, and then I would sit down, and I still didn't present the deal to them. And I said, what type of deals are you looking for? What are your goals? How much money do you have? Where is it at? And I would always look at them in the face and say, let me ask you something. If we were to work together and I lost your money, what would that do to you? Because I never want to lose somebody's money, and thank God I've never lost $1 for an investor in my life. 32 years, I've never lost my money. Plenty. I don't even care to share that. Plenty. But I've never lost $1 for an investor. And you'll never see anything online about me, bad anything, about losing money. I honor that. I mean, definitely, that's big for me. And then after that, I got to know them. And then it would be maybe another couple of weeks or a month. And then you'll come up, and if it fit those investors, I'd call them up and I'd say, hey, John and Mary, I got this deal that we're talking about. It might be a 50 before I put it out to my group. I'd love to get you involved because you mentioned it. I want to give you first right to look at it. Would this interest you? And that's how we do it. Guys, I only have 42 active investors. I don't know if I think Dan and I was thinking, I only have 42 investors. You guys might have hundreds. I mean, I have a list of a couple thousand. 42 investors on my list have invested in me. Over $400 million in velocity. I have very good friends. We go out to dinner with my investors. I went to a Giants Tennessee Titans game this year with my investors. Those are the relationships I have and I want. My investors never ask me questions like, how much am I going to make? I could probably pay 5%, they'd be happy. They wouldn't even ask. I've had investors wire me money before they even got paperwork because I wired their money back, the deal was over, and they sent it right back to me. I'm just talking about relationships. I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm really saying this to impress the client. I'm talking about really having the relationships. You know, Dan and I talk about it. He's the same way. He has great relationships. Okay, so I just wanted to put this out there. Start doing things a little differently, right? And I'm going to jump through a little bit. How do I find, I'm speaking all over. I'm speaking on big stage, 3,000 plus people. I'm speaking on small events. It doesn't matter. It's just relationships. You know, like Corey said, we send them things. Great book. If you guys don't have it, might change your business. I'll tell you right now. I told my man the other day about it. Hope you read it. Giftology. Write it down. Yeah. Giftology. That might have changed my whole business. Giftology. Okay. Do not send me your shirt with your logo on it. That is the worst thing in the world you could do. If you write a book and you want to sign it, send it to me. That's cool. But don't send me your shirt and your hat and expect me to go wear it for you. That's the worst. I don't even know where people get marketing skills from. Okay? You know, Tim's probably out there about to send me all the shirts and stuff. I'll take your shirts, Tim. I love you. You know, if I like you, I'll wear it. But giftology, right? Think about your investors. Corey said it great. Handwritten letters. I still do stuff like that. A little different. I always think about if I listen to you speak and I heard you say something I really like it, I'll make a note of it. If something comes up, I don't want anything for it. I just want to send it to you some things about you, right? So remember, you don't need to go crazy. And I'm saying this, it's not to impress you. I want you to understand you can leave this room today and start writing your list. I call it like a hundreds list. Who's on your heart? Who do you really want to do? Who do you want to go out to dinner with? Right? Who do you want to be friends with? 42 investors, that's all I have. So I'm not here to impress you. You guys, every one of you has way more than me. Way more than me. Okay? $400 million. 42 investors. Okay? So, I hope that helps. Once again, here's my book, Passive to Prosperous. Talks a little bit about my first blog. It's an Amazon bestseller. I do donate every dollar I get to the charities. It does talk about my first chapter is my why. That's the most important. Because I used to be a transactional investor. I made a lot of money transacting. Didn't have my life. I learned what my why was and what my true vision was, and learned I love passive income. That's why I love raising private money. I love being in the bank as much as possible. I did tell you, I'm going to go through this because some of the biggest guys in the industry have learned how to raise private money by what we're doing. I'm not selling anything. You can connect with me online. I know a lot of people have already hit me on my Facebook personal page. Unfortunately, I do get my Facebook personal page hits that 5,000 limit, so go to my group page, become a real estate investor with Dan Zitofsky. I try to put stuff in there. I'm not selling you guys anything. I'm not doing any of that stuff here. I did tell you I was going to give you something free. If you want my cheat sheet, you can go right there online. I just had it made. I had my guy make it up before I came here because I can't give it out. So I didn't know how many people were here, and I wasn't traveling to hundreds. I knew Tim and John were going to pack a room, so I couldn't give it hundreds of them out. But it's passivewealthacademy.com/money-guide. Okay? And it's not even investing in real estate, you're going to get my private money guide. It's a new guide I just wrote basically to come to this event and give out for free, something like Tim's event. Okay, so once again, passivewealthacademy.com/money-guide. Okay, and if you have any questions, I'm glad to ask them, I'm in there. I love helping people that want to help investors, right, and help themselves. All right, so once again, thank you so much, Tim and John, for having a great event. This has freaking been amazing. I love you guys. I can't imagine where this is going to go in the next couple of years. Well, thank you, Tim. John just comes with the show, right? He's just a little bit looks. Oh, guys, stay there. I'm going to hook these guys up. Get excited. Tim, first of all, you know what? I love how after our meetup, or after our Zoom, right, when I lost all the weight, Tim wanted to take a picture, and I did one of these. And now everyone you do, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, so it just took off. So let me get a picture. I'll put it up online for you guys. We can all get in there. Let's go. Give the old battle cry. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Dave.